So welcome back, everybody. I apologize if you hear boom booms in the background or a panting dog. I probably should pick a different day to do this, but yeah, anyway, we're doing this. We're doing a video. Hi, baby. All the babies with mama? Okay. It's not even the 4th of July yet either, and they're going off this bad already and freaking out the poor babies. So today I want to talk about cats. I know that's not a favorite subject for some of you, but we're going to talk about cats. I have a little, like, maybe PSA venting kind of thing, and then I'll update you guys on Sally for those who want to know. So, I've always loved cats. I've always been fond of them. I always wanted one when I was little. My grandparents and parents said no. I fully understand now why they said no to having cats. I never thought I would be at a point in my life where I have, like, I wouldn't say a hatred for them, but a great dislike for having cats in my house and around my house. So for starters, the ferals outside. Some of you know a little bit about our feral problem in the neighborhood. So twice now, me and another neighbor have taken care of the colony, meaning we have made sure they were spayed and neutered, got at least one set of shots, you know, tried to keep the population down. We rehomed some of them, took some to the shelter when the shelter would accept them. But, you know, we have another colony, and we've gotten it up to, like, I guess 20, at least the one day I counted. And the thing that drives me nuts about feral communities is the people that start them. Oh, that was a big boom. I know they start off with good intentions, thinking, oh, I'll just feed the one or the two or whatever. I mean, I even took care of, you know, 2 ferals on my porch for years until they passed away. But again, they were spayed and neutered, and I didn't make the colony grow any bigger. I've got you, girl. But then they grow the community to the point where it's actually worse for the cats. Like, you know, you've got kittens that have all kinds of diseases, and when I say we have a problem in our neighborhood with the feral cats, like, I'm not exaggerating. Like, they are on the roof on the neighbor's house of the one that keeps breeding them. Thankfully, that person has moved since, but that one household was a major cause of a lot of problems. I think they were actually breeding cats for bad purposes, but I have no proof of that. It's just a hunch. But, you know, there's cats everywhere. And for some reason, both of my neighbors on each side of me have decided to feed them, even though the one claims she's allergic to them, but she keeps throwing out huge portions of, like, turkeys for these ferals and everything else. And anyway, and they're using, like, my house as, like, a bathroom. They're literally peeing, like, spraying all over my house. This is absolutely insane. It's like just all cat piss. And this is why my living room smells like cat piss. I cannot, I mean, they're spraying all the way up. I mean, they're spraying through my chair onto my house. I mean, this is just nuts. I mean, and that's like, I don't know, what, foot and a half? Maybe 2 feet. Hi, buddy. It's like, what you doing, Mom? And it's not only all that peeing, they're also, like, you know, making piles of poop in my yard. I fully understand all the neighbors I had growing up who were screaming about cats in their yard pooping in there, because it's so intense, the smell, and it causes flies. But I think people forget when they're creating these community of cats how much disease they're creating. You see these kittens that, you know, are born with FIV, or, you know, feline leukemia can spread through the community, or just the fleas and ticks that are happening, and other parasites. I mean, they're not benefiting any of these cats by creating such large communities of them. And, you know, it's killing off wildlife. You know, cats are so destructive. Like, I never imagined they would be this destructive until I've seen it. And what kills me is people say, oh, I can't afford to take care of these cats, but I can at least feed them. Well, you're spending like $50 on a large bag of food to feed just, you know, a few ferals at first, and then it gets more and more, and you're spending more money on the food. You could take some of that money, maybe not feed them for a couple of days, and go spay and neuter them. There are clinics that do it for cheap. We even have programs locally that will do it for free if you're willing to go drive. It's like you create more of a problem. Like, and I get it. I get feeding an animal in need. I've definitely done it myself, but it's like this is such an issue. Like, and even in our area, they have announced that they will not accept any more phone calls to the dog warden about feral cats. They said to call animal control for having them removed. So it's gotten to the point where even our local shelter and dog warden are just like, no, we're done with it. You have to get somebody else to come remove these cats. Like, it's just crazy how fast they can grow. I mean, you know, obviously most of you know that, you know, cats can multiply like almost like as bad as rabbits. I mean, it's, I think, worse than rabbits sometimes, but it doesn't benefit anything creating a colony like this, and it doesn't benefit your relationships with your neighbors either. And plus, it affects the cats inside other people's homes, because cats are very territorial. They'll start spraying their own house on the inside. You know, they'll have behavioral problems, and all kinds of things can start from a colony being that close to someone's house. I mean, they can smell way better than we do, and they can smell those urine sprays through the walls. It just causes way more problems having that many cats in such a small area. And I mean, I've even seen cats drag other cats off to possibly eat them. I don't know, it kind of looked that way on a couple of them, and then the cats have never reappeared. You know, the fights that happen, the infections that happen with cat fights. Like, I've seen some come up, you know, with their eyes half, you know, sliced open, just all kinds of crazy stuff. And I don't understand why people can't see they're doing more harm than good. If you're going to take care of a cat colony, you need to actually, like, take care of it, like, not let it grow to the size of where you can't control it. And I don't know, it has definitely pushed me to a certain limit mentally. I hate the fact I cannot sit on my own front porch because of a feral cat colony. And no matter what we try to get rid of them, like to keep them off the property, like, you know, we've tried the, you know, spikes in the garden. They just dig them up. We've tried, you know, the oranges, the vinegar, the coffee grinds, the pepper. They don't care. They have absolutely no care in the world. They will go through anything to try to get to that spot to go to the bathroom, or to walk through just to get to the food at the other house. And Brian, you would be proud of Gypsy, though. She has definitely learned to grab the kitties and fling them over the fence. She hasn't done anything else. Well, recently, I should say, she hasn't done anything else to the kitties, but she has definitely figured out how to grab them and fling them. So most of those cats that have been flung have never come back into our yard, thankfully. But it's just an issue, because even when she does try to get cats, or any of my dogs try to get cats that aren't theirs out of their yard, there's always that risk too of my dogs getting injured, because you know, my dogs have gotten bit by groundhogs, you know, scratched up pretty bad by cats, and I'm always scared to death that one of these cats is going to get their eyes, and then I'm going to have to go down that road. I'm at the point of spraying urine cleaner on the outside of my house just to kill the smell a little bit, but that smell's always going to be there. Like, I don't care what anyone says or thinks. Like, I'm going to agree with my veterinarian on this. Once that smell is in wood or in, like, you just can't get it out. Like, it'll always be there. Even if you can't smell it, they can. They have, like I said, they have way better sense of smell than we do. They'll always smell that little enzyme left over. It's just, all these urine cleaners I've tried, or even vinegar, it does not fully kill it. But that is my little vent, I guess, about the feral cat community. And I'm sure it's not going to get to the people that probably need to hear it or want to discuss it, but at least it's on the internet, that please, if you're going to do anything with feral cats, actually take care of them. So another thing I can't handle, or that's giving me like a lot of anxiety, is of course our wonderful Sally. So she's still with us. She's not rehomed. She's not euthanized. She is still here, and she has peed way more in the house than I ever imagined she was doing. I'm finding more and more, that's what I've been doing mostly lately, is cleaning. I feel like I'm always cleaning up cat pee, whether it's fresh or old cat pee. So what we're doing with her, let me back up a bit. Okay, so we took her to the vet, right? I've told you about that. So, and I took her to the clinic vet, not my actual veterinarian. So the first vet we saw at the clinic said to basically put her down, that we could try certain medications, but I'm never going to fix it. He agreed 100% it was behavioral. He didn't even want to do that many tests, but I said I wanted to do the test just to make sure it's not medical, because usually when cats have, you know, urinary problems and they're peeing outside the litter box, it's usually medical. It could be like a UTI or, you know, bladder stones. There's all kinds of things that you want to rule out first. But I knew it wasn't any of those things because there was none of the normal signs for like UTI and things like that. And we weren't able to do all the tests we wanted to do with her. So the vet suggested to try to come back in, or we just talk about, you know, euthanizing her. So I called the clinic back again and told them that, you know, we might be ready to euthanize because, you know, Sally, when I say she's peeing on everything, like, I'm not exaggerating. She is pissed on the television, the fruit bowl, the counter, shoes, jackets. You know, she gets up on things and just shoots off urine out into the wind, you know, as she gets up on all the chairs and either pees directly on the chairs, or she'll lift her butt and let it squirt off onto the floor. Like, it's insane. And I've never seen a cat pee like this ever in my life. But anyway, I took her back again to the clinic because they said we would have to do another reevaluation before we even discuss euthanizing. I was like, fine. Thank you all, by the way, for not judging me on anything from the previous video about whether or not, you know, I was thinking of rehoming her or you know, any other decisions. But yeah, I appreciate the non-judgment and the support on this, because this has been a very difficult and emotional situation. So anyway, the second vet at the clinic, I told her, I was like, if we can, I want to do more tests, you know, let's figure this out or what we're going to do. And this woman actually had the audacity to look me in the eye and say, I am not doing enough for this cat, that I am not doing enough to figure out what is wrong with her. She basically called me a bad mother. And then she proceeded to argue with me that it was a UTI. And I told her it is not a UTI. And she said, well, yes, it is. She has a temperature. I guarantee you it's a UTI. Sally always has a slight temperature when she goes to the clinic, because cats can have temperatures when they're anxious, when they get upset. So she argued with me about the UTI. I was like, go ahead, do the test. And she's like, well, I guarantee we won't get any urine out because she's not got a full bladder. Guess what? They got the urine out and she doesn't have a UTI. So Dr. Healer Mama was right again. Drives me nuts sometimes how right I am during these things. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting kind of still, because I really wanted to punch her. She had like the worst doctor-patient manners ever. Like, I was literally sitting there telling her, I'm not wanting to kill my cat. What are my options? What else can we do for her? Like, I know this is behavioral. She was like, oh no, it's not behavioral, it's definitely medical. And I'm like, I will bet money this is behavioral. So we did ultrasound, more blood work, obviously the, you know, urinalysis, all the things. She is a perfectly healthy, slightly fat cat. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. And this doctor literally told me to put fabric in the litter box to help encourage her. My first reaction was, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And then my second thought was, in theory, since she likes to pee on fabric the most, yes, putting fabric in a litter box maybe would entice her to go use the litter box. But here's the problem. This cat lives with other cats. I do not want to encourage the other cats to pee on fabric. I've already tossed out one couch. Clea is very upset about that couch being gone. Our second couch has to go. All my area rugs except for one have been pitched. All my dining room and kitchen chairs still need to go too. We can only throw out so much furniture, but for garbage guys. But anyway, putting fabric's not going to help. The hormone feel away stuff didn't help. We have multiple litter boxes. We've done multiple different litters, moved the litter boxes in different places, even tried the caging her up thing. She panics when she's in a cage. She panics if she accidentally gets locked in a room. Like, for her to sit there and tell me I haven't done enough for this cat, I just, shh. This cat was part of a feral community that just, you know, you guys know. I mean, I called her like my Halloween miracle. Or I think I said she was a Halloween miracle or disaster. I think disaster is more fitting now. But this whole situation has definitely made me even more of, I don't know if I ever want a cat again in my house. Like, I feel so done. And despite what my doctors say, I 100% know that the ammonia from the piss that I keep smelling is affecting my health. It can't be good for you. I mean, it's ammonia. It's a toxic thing you're breathing in. So she suggested an anxiety medicine for the cat, but they didn't have it. I'd have to figure out how to order it. So after being completely pissed off by the whole thing and just upset, I decided to set up an appointment at my old vet office, which we still go to because I'm not finding any good new veterinarian. And the one vet that I loved there is actually gone now. So I actually saw the owner of the veterinary practice, which he's not bad. He's not my favorite, but he's my old boss. But anyway, He actually fell in love with Sally as soon as he saw her. He agreed 100% with everything I said about there's something wrong with her. And I even asked him, do you think it's neurological? Like something's just not right upstairs. And he agreed that that's probably the case at this point. Like even on our way to see him, Sally in the car was grabbing onto the gate part of her carrier, and she let out this like blood curdling scream and then just pissed all over herself. So she actually had to get a bath and get cleaned up while we went to the vet office. But he said she's a beautiful cat. She's perfectly healthy. I asked him if he wanted her. He said no, thank you. And he even agreed with me on that too. I will not find a home for this cat because that's the thing that's killing me. The shelters and the rescues are kind of doing the same thing that vet did, except with a little bit better manners of saying, I'm not doing enough for the cat. And that just drives me nuts, because it's like I'm doing the best I can. Like, it's not an option to keep Sally locked in a room on her own, not just because she's such an anxious cat, but because just I don't know where to put. I'm already rearranging my house for a grooming shop. I'm like, nobody's buying the stuff I need to sell because nobody's got money these days, you know? So it's like, I'm not going to destroy another room in my house for a cat. So our new plan with her is she's on a medication to try to see if it calms her down a little bit. She's actually taking gabapentin, which that drug is like, I swear, it seems like they're using that for everything from like anxiety to seizures to pain management. But so we're trying that with her. I do think she's being a little less anxious. I don't know if it's helping her stop peeing, but she's taking the medicine really well with her little, you know, Temptations treat thing. She's actually eating that with it. She's looking up all the medicine with it. So that's good. But she's struggling being outside. She really wants to come back in all the time. She bangs at the door. She paces a lot. I do let her come in for a little bit so she can take her medicine, and then she can take a nap in her little cat bed we have downstairs for her. And then I toss her back out before she can go piss on anything again. And my vet even agreed that if somebody would take her, to have to be that special kind of someone who has no other animals, that just can have her solo and is willing to try to work with her, because she's just completely anxious. And I'm pretty sure it's probably from the cattle dogs. Maybe they're barking and, you know, how fast they run past her. I don't know. But she seems to get freaked out on anything. Every noise, the wind can blow, a leaf could fall, and then she goes into, oh my God, did you see it? And like her body language, you can see her ears back a lot. Like, I don't know enough about cat body language. You think I would after having cats for so long, but cats are a whole other realm. Like dog body language, I totally get it. I can see it. To me, it's easier to pick up on. In cat body language, it's like, I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know what's stressing her out, because she always seems stressed. Like, but since she's been on her new meds, her ears at least have been perked up a little bit more than usual. She still flicks her tail like crazy, like, because she's just annoyed with life. So we are going to attempt to make her a porch cat, and hopefully that works. I need to find a little catio for her until we decide to build her something, because the vet also suggested to build a dog run for her, see if I can find a cheap one. But I'm just like, this is so much money going into a cat that it's got anxiety problems. But again, I'm not doing enough, I guess. I'm not gonna let that go for a while. So I guess that's it. That's my PSA. Stop creating, you know, large feral cat communities, and don't take in feral kittens that walk in with your cattle dogs. Like, if I ever move, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna get another cat again, but out of the 3 I have, 2 are seniors, and Sally's still questionable whether she's gonna stay here forever or not. So I don't think I want another cat. And if I do, it's gotta be like a barn cat or an enclosed screened porch cat. I can't handle it. But thank you guys for listening and for not judging. I know a lot of people don't ever want to share about rehoming their pets or possibly euthanizing them for behavioral problems. I think people judge a little bit too much on that, and I appreciate you guys not judging me, because I've never had to make a decision like this. But obviously I'm not making the decision, because I'm going to try to keep her outside. But people have their reasons for having to rehome or to find a better fit for the animal, because if the animal's not happy in the current home, why not try to give it a new home, you know? But I think the only rehoming I don't agree with is when people drop off their senior dogs because they're like, well, I want a puppy. I don't want this anymore. Like that kills me, because especially my Silver, what a beautiful senior pup, man. Like, and to be there in the end with her, like, I could not do that to any of my, no. That I'm a little judgy on, I'll admit, because I judge too, even though I tell people not to. Some, you know, we all do it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to click like and subscribe. Oh, and also I wanted to give a shout out to Lori and Aber. Thank you so much for your donations to our Ko-fi page. Sorry, Fergus is not here to do the thank yous, but we'll bring him back eventually. He's busy working. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you all are doing well, and we will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye. I opened the door to check on everybody, and then this thing flies in. Hi, Aurora. You want to say hi to everybody? Good boy, Sully. Good boy. Hey, Woo Woo. How you doing? Want to say hi? Don't focus on me, camera. Focus on the bird. Can you say baby? Yeah, boop. Hi, Mr. Man. Yes, I'm here. I know you're there too. Don't think about going after her eyes, okay? Yeah, we have to worry about you more than the cattle dogs, don't we? Say, we do. We do. Say, this is my life. I have no one to blame but myself. Yep.